Hi, I'm Sam. I'm a civil structural engineer working in the civil nuclear industry. I graduated from Swansea with an MH. I chose Swansea from a position of clearing. I had a few options to pick between, and Swansea stood out to me because of its rich history in engineering. It's where finite element was discovered, and I never looked back when I joined. When I completed my MEng in civil engineering, I found that I was really passionate about structural engineering, and I knew that was exactly what I wanted to do, structural consulting. So I applied for roles in structural consulting exclusively, and I found a job in bridges, and that's where I basically used a lot of the skills that I had from my degree, and I was able to apply that on a day-to-day basis. My role today involves carrying out structural analysis on structures within nuclear sites, and also inspecting old structures and making recommendations on how best to manage them. As part of my course, I did surveying, which has been quite key in industry. I look at old bridges and analyse them and check whether they're okay for today's loading. Now, in order to find out what amount of load there is on a bridge, you need to carry out surveying. So I've used a lot of the skills from my degree to be able to find out what levels on the bridge are and how much fill there is on a bridge. Also, my structural mechanics modules have been essential to my work every day since I've joined the industry, especially in the civil nuclear industry where we're considering things like seismic effects. Being a civil engineer gives me the opportunity to be impactful, to make change in society, and also help drive us towards our net zero target. If I were to go back and advise my 18-year-old self on what to do with your civil engineering degree and things, I'd say it would be to ask lots of questions and get stuck in with the resources available. At Swansea, there's things like the Math Cafe and office hours that you can ask as many questions as you have and get positive responses. In terms of employability, the advice I'd give myself would be, well, what I did really, which is take advantage of the employability offerings at Swansea. So there are things like weeks of work where you get to explore different parts of the industry for a week, and that really set me up in terms of figuring out exactly what I wanted and exactly what I didn't want as well. And it also jump-started my CV and helped lead to further experiences, which when it came to getting a graduate job, it meant that I could have my options as to where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. I have two best memories of Swansea Uni. The first is our surveying trip. So at the end of our first year, all of us as a year group went over to a place in Wales, and we carried out surveying for a few days and got to bond during the evenings as well. So it was quite a lovely experience. And my second best memory, which is a bit unconventional, is the time we spent in the library in terms of just getting ready for exams. And despite it being a bit of a pressured period, it was quite a bonding experience with a lot of my course mates who we're still friends for life now.